Welcome back to the Boss Mode walkthrough series. This is Chapter 7 Elite Vanguard. We're doing the Championship mode. The Champion mode mechanic here is that it only allows for Dark Heroes. Fortunately for us, we have Cobalt, so it doesn't really matter who else we pick. The Cobalt Dangren team is going to be probably the best option to start with. We saw with the speed run that Cobalt is going to pretty much destroy anything in his path. The last two heroes that you want to bring, it doesn't really matter. If you are below level 70, pick somebody who's under level 70 or who needs to be leveled up yet, get some free experience. Otherwise, pick your heavy damage dealers like Ponti if you need extra AoE if Cobalt doesn't quite get it done. None of the enemies are immune to darkness, so if you bring along Braum, that's a good option too. He can always use his AoE attack as well. Aside from that, if you've ruined up Cobalt effectively, you're not going to see much resistance, just like we saw with the speed run. Should be able to burn through this pretty quickly. It shouldn't take more than a few minutes to run. But again, we're not in this to do speed runs for farming. The goal here is just to get through the dungeon, get the 3 stars, and move on to the next one. So we're just going to keep doing our AoE attack with Cobalt, clear each room, and then come up with a game plan for the boss fight. Now, we saw the last time that with the speed run, Cobalt had 2 turns and was not able to kill either boss with his 2 turns without a marked for death. So that's something we're going to keep in mind for how we do the boss fight this time, knowing that it's going to go for more than 1 turn because we know that Dagron isn't going to kill either of them. And if Cobalt can't kill either of them, we do need to have a game plan for what we plan on doing for the next couple of turns. So if you look at this room here, the Red Abigail gets the distinction of being pretty much the only person ever to survive one of Cobalt's attack. So not sure how she managed to pull it off, but she is one of an elite few who have ever survived one of his attacks. So she has that distinction to her name. We've already seen the bosses before. They have their typical immunities, and they have that boss poison. So that's the foremost thought going in here. Do not let this dungeon linger because we do not want to deal with boss poison. So I'm going to whip out friend heroes, pick somebody who's going to do some either real good damage or sometimes pick Yorick. Come up with someone that's basically a max level. Shade was a good example here because he's going to amplify dark damage, and most people that are using Shade have really ruined him up. So a lot of people have him 7, 8, even 9,000 hero power. So now both of these guys have amplified darkness. They're not going to survive much. So even Dagron himself can actually get some good damage in here. And we know this other guy is not going to survive anything from Braum or Zom. So now it's just a matter of cleaning up after his toxic shurikens, which somewhat, unfortunate. It's going to kill Cobalt most of the time if he gets hit. You do have to bring an energy potion for their revive potion. Other than that, res him, kill the guy, take your 3-star, and move on to the next one. So that concludes this video here. We're going to move on to the boss mode dungeon, and that will continue this segment of Chapter 7. Thanks.